Hello on YouTube, hello on Twitch, and welcome to another episode of my Kerbal Space Program Let's Play series. This is Northstar. Hope you're well, are taking care of each other, and being kind to yourselves. So it is getting into the evening, pretty tired, and the guy I've been watching a lot, he goes live, I guess earlier. I don't know what time zone he's in. I thought he wasn't going live for a couple hours, Doug. So maybe I'll go and stop and watch him. If you see my stream, just check out his channel because he's cool. Although, like, he got annoyed that I invited Logan over to try and demonstrate stuff to him if he wanted to learn. He actually just sat and worked on a rover and didn't ask me anything. But I don't know. Streamers always eventually can be a little touchy about such things, but not everyone has the advantage of being handsome or funny or just lucky. So I think I've explained I'm disabled on COVID, and I'll probably end up dead if I don't get my streaming to succeed because the government is fighting my SSI. It's not enough to live on, and I can't talk about this. And because in his community, stream wherever he doesn't like politics being talked about, but they're probably going to eventually cancel SSI with the way this country is going towards austerity and stuff in the US, and probably fascism, but definitely austerity. So there probably won't be SSI eventually. If I can't establish an income stream for my streaming, I'll probably eventually end up almost dead because I'm disabled on COVID and I can't work. But I try to be funny for you guys, and I won't be all morose about that right now. Things are okay, sort of. Jerk roommate who's been a pain in my rear today, but there are worse things in life. And I've got the Lunar Flyby rocket Mark II. It's a big boy, not about the same height as the VAB actually. I'm used to even bigger rockets than this, but it's a big boy. And I'm going to, and it's got side-mounted boosters. It's got an engine cluster on the second stage. Let's make sure that's correct. Staged correctly. Yep. Fuel's reduced correctly there. These are liquid fueled SRBs because when you drain the fuel into the core, which I just unlocked fuel pipes and recover them, even though they're more expensive than solids. When you recover most, the fixed cost, first of all, Kerbal is much cheaper in SRB fuel, and second, the ability to drain the core stage and have at side mount booster separation the core be all or mostly fueled up. Here is a slight imbalance. I forget. I think there's more. Yeah, there's excess kerosene, so there'll be the liquid oxygen tanks won't be completely fuel in the core side separation, but it's only a fraction of a second, 0.4 seconds apart of, so it's almost exactly full. Anyways, let's get launching, shall we? Lift off in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, get that active, 5, 4, 3, let's start with the test, 2, 1. Whoa. Did it lie to me about the thrust? That should have been enough to lift off. Alright, I'll try one revert to launch. Let's double check the thrust figures and stuff. This should have been able to make it off the launch pad, barring any engine failures or anything. I don't think I had any. I added thrust, and the previous version was able. Did I accidentally leave a thrust limiter on the core or something, or remove it from main throttle? I might have. I was messing with that. No, it's under main throttle. The sea level thrust 1.46. This should be able to take off. Ah, the Divina thing. Finally, I marked everything complete, and now it's finally working. Okay. Let's try this again. That's the problem. The core didn't ignite. It doesn't have enough T-tip, it says. Ah, okay. That's a legitimate design issue. I switched to give it reignitions. For immersion, I don't actually need to, but immersion of... Did I accidentally size down the wrong T-tip thing? I might have. The ones here instead of the ones for the upper stage. Yes, I did. That's the problem. Okay. So you're probably screaming at me when this happened. So this should be 16.2. But that should be not this here. It should be this here. There we go. 0.1 altogether. T-tab. Each of these requires 0.02. But that's embarrassing. What did this require? I also have to nate. Well, these don't have reignitions and they don't need them. How much T-tip does this require? 20. How many reignitions was I planning? 3. So each of these should be 30. Okay. Downsized the wrong part before. And 36 is a little excessive. Four isn't enough. 35.2 doesn't do it. 135.8. Well, that should give 3 reignitions, assuming that it really is exactly 20. Yeah, 2.5 meters. It should be standardized to size. So yeah, it increased the T-tab, and I'll have to do the partial fill on that again. Partial fill on this. Which should be 8598. And we are go for liftoff of the Lunar Flyby Probe Mark II. Main engine failure. That was embarrassing. It failed to ignite. But, you know, that's probably one of the quickest bug fixes I've ever done on a rocket. So, boom. Save in. So, 12 Divina thing. Not still there. It's not going to keep marking it complete over and over, is it? No. It's off my... It's just was sitting there from the last time. So I guess the changes that did get rid of it, it just wasn't immediately apparent. Alright, go for liftoff. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff of Flyby Mark II. Oh, real shoot's not. Maybe it's just, this is still in loading range. Whoops. I can fix that. I'll just, when the side-mounted pieces decouple, they'll either successfully touch down or they will still be in the air when I leave physics range. Either one will work fine, thanks to stage recovery. Boom. 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 Got their parachutes before they make it down one piece. Yep, they made it. They're there on the launch pad. Old program. Burn a little south here. Cool. We are on our way inside the atmosphere. Pressure is 44 kPa and falling. A little fast, in fact. Enough to reduce gravity losses and need to not fall too low. Okay, now we can go to able to pitch again. Let's just look at orbit. Eventually I'm just going to burn the orbital prograde. Dynamic pressure still too high to detach the fairings. Alright, that should be a reasonable amount of fuel for that to... Ignition failed. Oh, shoot. It lied about the amount of T-Teb this needs. Right? Or I miscalculated. Ah. Yeah, I guess I didn't fix the upper stage thing right either. Probably was off by like a magnitude of 10 or something. Dropped a decimal place. That actually has happened to real rockets. Believe it or not, there have been cases where like unit conversion errors or someone got a decimal off. Oh no, not revert to launch. Revert to VAB. I have to fix that. Also fix the staging. Since I'm actually not using stage recovery for the side mounted. We're just gonna touch down the old-fashioned way. All right. Let's see. On this, let's get rid of the original Mark 1. .02 T-tab. That's what it says, and there's 5 of them, so that's 0.1 per ignition. I'm looking at the wrong. That's for the base, which has enough now. Oh, wait, and I want 3.4. So each of these should be 0.175. Whoopsie daisy. Close enough. All right, 25% 25 point something percent scale is what I need on that, and 85, 98 is the number I decided on. It was close enough. Room for boil off. The shroud back. Should fill those. Here we go. Also, I think I'm gonna reduce the mass multiplier just a little on that. Should be good now. Boom, 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 boom. It's just enough to test the engines before. All right. And it is, I think, dusk. That's west. So yeah, it's dusk in this launch facility in Iran. I don't even know what it's called. Doesn't matter. It's conveniently located. And I had an engine malfunction. Which engine malfunctioned? One of the side mounted. This one. That's why I test before liftoff. This is a reasonable time to just recover. Might actually get some science from the launch pad. Some of the modules and this stupid thing. This beautiful piece of machinery that has been unending pain for me. Can do. Oh, this is considered grasslands. Really? I was hoping it'd be considered desert. Water invalid parts. Oh no. What part is considered experimental that I can't use anymore? I got my wish with the R12 Divina. But it gave me access to some experimental parts. I'm pretty sure it was one of the fuel tank sizes. Shoot. You know what? This is what quick saves are for. I didn't realize, or I forgot I had an it didn't mark it as experimental in the menu. Sometimes it did, sometimes it didn't. I wasn't sure if there was. Well, technically, this shouldn't be allowed, but whatever. I guess I used the experimental parts and I had a failed launch and retcon. None of that happened. It was all a dream. This is after I sized up the T-tip, right? It'd be really embarrassing to have that happen again. .30 point. That's the wrong. I need to look up here. .18. Yep, this is after the resize. So I did. Hopefully no launch failures. Ignition failures. Otherwise I can't actually fly this stupid thing. All engines are go. And there is the not the sensor, it's the side mount boosters detaching. Dynamic pressure yet. There we go. It's falling. Alright. Can't keep turning towards the horizon any further, as it will not make it to space today. Losses approaching 60 meters a second in climbing. It might have been over aggressive. Gravity turn, we'll see. We'll see, viewers. Anyone who's watching this. Hopefully a few of you. Re-entry heat in atmosphere is always fun. Alright, let's a little higher, and I'm going to throttle down a little. Not for long, but I can afford to climb a little higher before I throttle back up. Oh. Have to do stage separation now. Shoot. That should be able to recover. Thankfully, no engine failures. 5 engines work correct. This thing is going to be dragging because it's smaller. It's supposed to coefficient, so I'm going to throttle that. losses are actually very low in this descent, so boom. Speedness is climbing. Okay, I'm good. Lovely. Made a propulsive landing. First stage as expected. Should be able to do it with the second as well. Alright, I have 3.4 ignitions of all engines. If I do another full set, we have 1.4 for the thing to, in theory, do a boost back, or it's fine. 2 engines to reduce max re-entry heat. I shouldn't have to fly this back anyways at this point. It's going to be suborbital. No, actually it's not. Alright, I'm going to shut down the central engine and circleize with just 4 engines. Or, no, I can do it with just 2. Less T-tib and a more precise burn. Instead of using thrust limiter nonsense. Almost out of the atmosphere here. Oh yeah, I should probably point this way to reduce drag losses are only 130 meters a second. It worked out fine. Whew, look at this apoapsis. Control Watt. I don't currently have a comm signal. I have antennas. It's not that I don't have. Wait, telemetry report should have been waiting. I might have missed some telemetry on the way up. Oh well. Oh well, guys. Definitely make it to orbit today. Or if I really need. My question is, how's my... Oh, yeah. Compared to the moon. 11-degree inclination shift. Or I just set a burn that maybe catches it when it's coming this way after several orbits. Maybe set an elliptical point this way and then finish the burn when the moon's in position. I'm doing good. Just need comm signal. Can't steer at all here. There we go. Where am I connected to? It's whatever. There's a station there. East of Nepal, looks like. Wherever that is. Just gonna have to set node. This thing turns slow. Don't need to actually go circular. Just raise my periapsis above the atmosphere. And then in fact I'll burn out the periapsis to raise Apo further before I try an inclination shift, probably. If I do an inclination shift. Maybe I'll burn here. Anyways, point is I want this low. It needs to be above Earth's atmosphere, like 180. It's probably safe. You're an 83, 182,419 meters a second. Yep. That'll work. That's my circularization burn. Just gotta set the camera because I was looking too much at the nose here. Burn time with just 2 engines is 3 seconds. Jeez. Just 1 engine. Quick save before this, because I forget if this actually consumes resources to activate, even though I'm not actually igniting it. Throttles to 0, so hopefully not. One, just wait. That's the point. I have a very small reaction wheel. This stupid thing. Very, very, very small. I don't force roll. I don't care about roll. Nope, it doesn't consume anything yet. Cool. So I'm gonna attempt this with just this core engine, because that's such a ridiculously small burn. To be more precise that way. Also, lock gimbal. I really need it. Actually, if I lock the gimbal, I won't be able to stick with this if it's a little off. That's fine. Barely do this. My batteries are charging. Cool. doesn't matter. No sticky keys. Ah! Was doing good, and then the stupid sticky keys thing came up. How do I disable that? And I shut off the engine because I was worried I'd overshot, but I hadn't finished the burn. Urgh. Need to dip back in the atmosphere. I have to use more of the reignitions, especially when I have to manually fly the upper stage back. I want all the T-tip I can for that, so I'm not economizing on reignitions. So this upper stage is like upper partial transfer stage, and it's going to be detached at some point. I have to fly itself back, so I do have to leave it enough fuel for that. Unless I intentionally make the injection to Luna, put it on a suborbital trajectory. It doesn't have any solar panels or something, so otherwise I could risk the electricity running out if I'm not careful before it come on. I think Kerbalism turned off the ability to hibernate probe cores, so they use almost no electricity. No, that's what I'd realistically want to do in the probe core, is hibernate it. Start burn into whatever. Let's double check that loading this didn't mess us up. No, not significantly. It's a stupid time warp. It's too high. If after the first setting. Yeah, the view shifts. It's often very problematic timing. Boom. And I'm in orbit with 183 kilometer periapsis. Boom. Batteries are charging. Got a lot of telemetry reports from this area. Oh yeah, it's like on upgrades. There's telemetry and the light on the report. That's what's going on. Okay. So this line is where my orbit intersects that orbit if I don't change inclination. Maneuvers are not instantaneous, so I want to go a little before it. Cool. I got a lunar intercept right off the bat. dump me on a free return trajectory, alright. Maybe too much. One. That's more delta V than the stage has. Need to get in under 500,000 kilometers on the moon. Oh, my node editor, how I missed thee. I'm gonna have to do an adjustment burn. Shouldn't be afraid of doing those ever. So it's not a free return trajectory at all. Close. That is, though. Pull off 0.01 unit per hour. Well, that's nothing. 3. I really don't need to worry about this tiny amount of in 1 hour. Well off here. Now the upper stage has enough delta V to do this burn on its own, but the final stage. But I probably want to leave the upper stage with most of its delta V to try and recover with. It's gonna have to give. I'll have to give the third stage a brief boost, then decouple, then I'll probably swap to it after the third stage is on its trajectory, or at least close enough that with the adjustment. Have it move into a suborbital trajectory, and I'll just let stage recovery do the job. Otherwise, I'd be flying it all the way down to the ground and big burn to reduce re-entry heating, and it's fun. It's gonna be fun, to say the least. Is that a graphics glitch on Earth? Looks like it. Just a big Or you have black beneath, whatever. All right. Guys, see that? Big square area. Missing texture. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm gonna need more than one engine for this burn. All 5. Already done 1.2 ignitions. This is me 2.2. I might turn it all off and go to the core stage. Actually, I know what I need. Edit action groups. Do I have to remove individual ones from symmetry? Yes, I do. Or to make this work correctly. Alright. This is going to be the core. This is going to be just one of the pairs. This will be the final. Although actually I should put these to shut down for now. Reason why is for now they're just emergency shutoffs of the engines if I have a ignition failure. Switch those to toggle later. Or you know what? I won't switch to toggle later. I'll just take care of this now with the activate. So 1 through 3 shuts down, 4 through 6 activates. Play with it all I want to make sure I've got the... This doesn't use T-tib. There's no... Right, so these two. What's that? Okay. Won't necessarily remember that, but whatever. Wish I could like paint the engines different colors or something that would make them easy to distinguish for emergency shutoffs. Graphics glitch is disappearing, thank goodness. Alright. Yep, that was these, the ones that are level with the horizon. Burn time, 2 minutes. Start burning. Get 2 minutes, but node. Oh, that's not right. That had me start the burn. It's 50-50. Should have me start the burn about a minute before the node. Have to watch that delta V number, and the orbital info is not going to be particularly useful. Oh yeah, lock all gimbals. Okay. It's like 10 seconds till I actually want to start the burn, regardless of what this says. This really is a 2-minute burn. The 26.5 seconds, 24. Now, actually, I think this is correct. The start burn time. This does not calculate correctly from all 5 engines. Cool. Actually, we'll do 60-40 because I do a staged a couple and throttle down.